The journalist who went there asked him simple questions. Now, Moshe, his reaction. Journalists people say, okay, about ofori-Atta extradition, no, obusa the question me, muntie the answer.
See, the first person who has the question who got it right. It's really about semantics. See, extradition requires a lot of complex dealings. You know, why is it going through the Attorney General? It's because the Attorney General is the central authority when it comes to these things. In some matters, the Minister of Foreign Affairs is the central authority. So if the Attorney General wasn't the central authority and we could just go, we would have just gone. The Attorney General is not the only in the chain. When it goes through, it goes through our mission and it comes all the way back around to us because we initiated the process. It is unfortunate that there is talk about we have been asked for a docket and we have refused to give the docket and all. That is beside the point. That is not the issue at all. The issue is that you need to get it right the first time. You don't keep going back and forth. You need to get it right the first time. So when on 13th June, we responded to the Attorney General and we said that the docket is not yet boarded up. We meant exactly that. Now someone asked about timelines and all. That's not how we do these sensitive cases to give timelines in the public domain, especially as the final decision will not be taken by the OSP. The final decision will not be taken by the Attorney General. The final decision will be taken by whichever foreign jurisdiction in which he is. U.S. citizenship. If he applies and obtains U.S. citizenship, we have been giving Ghanaians to the U.S. on extradition requests. And they will also be nice to give us U.S. citizens upon request. So the citizenship status does not prevent extradition. Only that when a person is a citizen of another country, it is more difficult to extradite the person to a foreign country. But we'll still move on with the processes and ensure that Ghanaians become less restive and appreciative of the issues and the work we are doing with the Attorney General. Wait or continue. We are not waiting for anyone. I said we are filing our charges, and Director of Prosecutions has promised me, because I'm expecting his charges tomorrow. And then I'll review. It takes a while, because when it goes from the investigative setup to and the asset recovery setup to me, then to him. Now the baton is with him now. He is anchoring on the third leg, and he will finally give it to me tomorrow. And then we'll file. So see, I said before the end of November, we will file. We are not waiting for anyone. Persons can be tried in absentia. We've seen it before. You can be sentenced in absentia anytime we find you in the jurisdiction. Now
you see, he's lying. The guy is blatantly lying to every single Ghanaian. Oh, you say you're Jimmy. Now the question was, can ofori-Atta no at this point? Wa ma de be also was some tiase. Yeah, about extradition, it requires a lot of it's so complex. Now Okanyana or say, oh, you know, in fact, central authority the Krampo sometimes, you know, if you want to Attorney General if you Krampo na be a foreign ministry, our foreign mission, or can be to say US embassy, Ghana embassy in the US. Right now, he's throwing every nonsense out. He's throwing every nonsense out. The guy is basically telling you people, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing anything. That was his press conference today. I don't have shit for you. At a point, Okachira must say, he is now thinking of charging them. Yes, if for docket the bra, also charge it. Bring the docket. The whole thing is not about you charging him. The whole thing is about bringing Ken Ofori-Atta to face Edian court. When we bring Ken Ofori-Atta, we can charge him. So do the first thing first. So you can see he's stolen. Or dinkai or dilemo. Or dilemo because onimse Ken Ofori-Atta air pre citizenship for America. The day Ken Ofori-Atta citizenship be ready. Obeka Chamo say Ken Ofori-Atta yen to me for them back. Inti okasa ya no kodu no say the docket no it doesn't make sense because it's not about or no any docket in my attorney general. See you know. So the letter attorney general extra bread say for instructions no on onye ready so obey you. And I went in the language, from what he's saying, when you try to summarize it up, or catcher will say he is not ready to give any docket to attorney general. He's not ready to give any investigations to attorney general. He's not ready to send any investigator. He is telling you, say, he is preparing his own document to go and charge them. So he is never today, tomorrow, the next, going to give any docket investigations. In his statement, that is what he said. Onye ready so or the document to be another docket to be my attorney general say attorney general should look through for them being the central authority to start or activate or trigger the extradition of Ken Ofori-Atta. Onye ready so obey it. And it's all the answers here. All his answers boils down to, oh, my prosecutor is now thinking of the charges. And that before November we will charge. Anything can happen in November. If he doesn't charge, what can you do? He is now going to take the charges from his prosecutor and look through it, review it. And then when he reviews it and he's satisfied, then he can charge. So November 29th, he can come and tell you his prosecutor gave him the charge. He looked through it, he reviewed it, and he believes that there's more that they can add. So let us move to Obeshe February 23rd. What are you going to say? The guy is basically buying time for Ken Ofori-Atta to get Eddie his citizenship rights in America. That is what he's doing. He's saying everybody should go fuck themselves in Ghana. He doesn't have nothing to give you. In fact, Okasano or say Okacha Attorney General say the document Okasa the docket had not been bound yet. Meaning, document na obusano de kikansi ni wiye. Attorney General so anka say kesi ni wiye ansa na de abreme. O se bebia wadru bia no fa breme. The question here is, adentina Kisie Jaben cannot give the docket an investigative report to the man. You can still give the docket an investigative report to the Attorney General and still go ahead and charge these 6 or 5 people. Why can't he do that? Because you handed over the docket to the Attorney General, handed over the investigative report, does not stop you from charging these people. You can still go ahead and charge them. So why are you not handing over the investigative report to the Attorney General? Why? Because I didn't say, so what the report to the Attorney General or the docket to the man, that's all the investigators can. You still have investigators and reporters, prosecutors there who can work with you for you to charge him, all of them in November. So what is stopping you? Because the moment you give the docket to Attorney General, he cannot stop you from charging these 5 people or 6 people. It is a this guy is a liar. Nobody should take him serious. Memo bi anjini ndi $50.5 million and akwa we aje one office wo $50.5 million. And ubusan say $50.5 million no. Why pa na wotu de na ko gina court aka say we Ghana sika de na ko tum 10 years on tumi nye bi da. Charles Bisu we ground tumi vanintum. Charles Bisu is an anto. We are talking about Amishadai. We are talking about Kofinti. We are talking about Kenedamwa. We are talking about Ken Ofori-Atta. Remember, recently your court say Ken Ofori-Atta Assembly court is all monkombra 1 month time. Assembly enkan you court is omun documentations bi omun chro omudien omu defense to say omudien den famra na judge ni ready. Kissi Agyabeng is fooling you people. He has been fooling you people for years, and he has been using you people. And the MBN say we still can't see it. Kissi Agyabeng who Ghana for some way Jimmy. And you see, we have allowed this to happen because we buy his nonsense. A whole attorney general comes to stand on TV and tell you, say, and you know, I have my prosecutor here. I'll give it to him, and the baton will go to him, and then he'll review, and he'll bring it to me, and then I'll look at it, and I'll review, and in November, thereabout, I will chat. But you know, give me time. That guy is not adding any sense of urgency to this nonsense. And he keeps telling us, oh, you need to be very careful. That is why we want the attorney general to help you. Maybe there are some things oversight into here. That is why we want you to give the attorney general the document and your investigators to be part. Anything attorney general no, you are not the only office that can look through documents and understand. So you telling us to say you need to be extremely careful. No, you are getting a second sieve. You are getting a second session that can also look through and say, okay, everything is right, but we think this is wrong. So we, from our angle, let's add this. That is what the Attorney General wants to do. So you telling us you want to be careful. How careful can you be? Because the Attorney General coming in is you being super careful. Why don't you want to give the docket to him? You are a liar. Nobody in Ghana should trust Kissi Agyabeng. Today, Ken Ofori-Atta being in America and not coming home to come and defend what we call his stewardship, it is this guy creating the window for him to stay out of the country. He knows. And you see, he has been playing this game for a long time. And you see what happens, and they say, pressure on the bar, pressure on the back from, he'll get his way out. He knows, what about press conference way, acha 2 days, he'll go back to his bulletproof car. He'll go and enjoy his office. He may say, this guy knows Ghanaians. We're reading watch it. And you see him like this, he can be in that office, and sometimes he sits back and looks through the system. I know media, he does not like me one bit. Saying, come to Ghana, and the charge be to me so. I know. Make every dealer. Saying, Ghana na metia, and can pet some allegation be there to me so say, Makan Semetiano, me good woofing, and that I've said something against some act. Hey, you, if anybody sees him, he should bring him to me, and that in Ghana, Uncle Nyankobe. Anka Ghana na metina me adwuma we a anka odi bibia to me. So that is their strategy. But we are going according to what you yourself told us. And we as a people, we need to understand Kissi Agyabeng is bad news. Now what I want to tell Ghanaians is say that office, say officer office now, we need to find another avenue. If we are going to rely on Kissi Agyabeng to fight corruption, to bring Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana, and then ahema asofo enkwara mpenye nyina ye Jimmy. I am telling you on authority. Akoye Kasa for 2.5 hours. He could not tell Ghana for say, I want to give the docket to the Attorney General. He didn't do it. Listen to his response again when it came to extradition. Listen to him again.
See, the first person who asked the question who got it right. It's really about semantics. See, extradition requires a lot of complex dealings. You know, why is it going through the Attorney General? It's because the Attorney General is the central authority when it comes to these things. In some matters, the Minister of Foreign Affairs is the central authority. So if the Attorney General was in the central authority and we could just go, we would have just gone. The Attorney General is not the only in the chain. When it goes through, it goes through our mission and it comes all the way back around to us because we initiated the process. It is unfortunate that there is talk about we have been asked for a docket and we have refused to give the docket and all. That is beside the point. That is not the issue at all. The issue is that you need to get it right the first time. You don't keep going back and forth. You need to get it right the first time. So when on 13th June we responded to the Attorney General and we said that the docket is not yet boarded up. We meant exactly that. Now, someone asked about timelines and all. That's not how we do these sensitive cases, to give timelines in the public domain, especially as the final decision will not be taken by the OSP. The final decision will not be taken by the Attorney General. The final decision will be taken by whichever foreign jurisdiction.
Oh, Obubusan is on a timelines. This is how is saying. A bad time Ben who is able to make ofori-Atta from a Juma away Attorney General. Also, yen to make timelines as somewhere. If we say in the first place, the final decision is not going to be taken by or not. It's not going to be taken by Attorney General. It is going to be taken by the Americans. But if today you give the docket to the Attorney General, the final decision can be taken just tomorrow. But he is telling you he cannot give timelines. Why can't he give timelines? Because if today the Attorney General hands over, the OSP hands over the docket and the investigations to the Attorney General, then we can tell the Attorney General that activate this within 24 hours. Activate it in a month. Activate it in 2 days. Now, you have not handed over the document to the Attorney General. You are also telling us there, you cannot tell us timelines, meaning you are deliberately holding on to this to prolong the timeline. Because the earlier you hand over the docket, the investigation report, the shorter it becomes for us to bring Ken ofori-Atta back home. We have not taken our first step. How do we know when we are going to, how far we can walk? The first step we need to take is to hand over to Attorney General. Then Attorney General takes the second step. Now, when it gets to the US, the Americans, that is where we know the third step is. Now, you have not taken the first step. For us to get to the second step, you are telling us you can't give timelines. It means it is deliberate. It means it is deliberate. You are deliberately halting or slowing this pace of prosecuting Ken ofori-Atta. The timelines, it's in your hand. And can then catch a gun and say, baby, why investigations said, no, or person the Attorney General. Na momuno, who investigations there, or person court, November. Until what year you are still going to court. Attorney General should take whatever you have done so far. But you are a liar. You are a liar. You are telling us, oh, it is not up to you. It is not up to the Attorney General. It is up to the Americans. Leave the Americans for the Attorney General. Leave the Americans for the Attorney General. Because when Attorney General gets what he needs, he will deal with the Americans. It is not up to you to decide whether the Americans are going to work fast or not. You do not determine the timelines for the Americans. Americans work with their own time. But the issue we have on the table now is take the step, give the document, and let the Attorney General take another step. Why are you not doing it? You are a liar. Now, those people who are quick to say he should try Ken ofori-Atta in absentia, you people are even creating more room for this OSP to help Ken ofori-Atta live in America. Because you see, I heard Martin Kwebu saying that if Ken ofori-Atta is not coming, try him in absentia. The moment you do that, Ken ofori-Atta will ask for asylum. He will seek for asylum and he's never going to come to Ghana. Because the moment you go to court and try Ken ofori-Atta and say he's a criminal, he will tell the American government that you want to persecute him. He did not do anything wrong. He's seeking for asylum and he will get it. So trying Ken ofori-Atta in absentia is the worst thing to do. You need to go through the process that has been set. Ghana, America have a collaboration. We can extradite, they can extradite. Why can't we go through the central authority to make sure that we have exhausted all avenues? Because there are avenues that we can exhaust that can bring Ken ofori-Atta to Ghana. Why are we going to that extent of trying him in absentia for him to take that opportunity to seek for asylum? It is you people are now enabling this guy to help Ken ofori-Atta escape justice, escape prosecution. And this is what you people do. We are quick to help the criminals to escape. We are quick to help these criminals to escape. Why should we try Ken ofori-Atta in absentia? There are other steps we can take, and those steps we have not exhausted it. So if we have not exhausted it, why are we not taking the steps? I expect you people sitting on TV, all you guys say you are lawyers, to tell the OSP, say, OSP, what is really stopping you from handing over the docket? Let us try that channel and see if it doesn't work. If that channel doesn't work, then we can try Ken ofori-Atta in absentia. Now, there are so many avenues that we can exhaust. We have not even started. We have not even made an attempt. The OSP is sitting and saying, I won't do it. And we are sitting in Ghana saying, we should try ofori-Atta. What will we get when ofori-Atta is in America and we are spending our money in the court? We need that guy in Ghana court to answer questions. Nobody's going to try ofori-Atta in absentia. Because the moment we do that, then we are helping OSP to help ofori-Atta to escape prosecution. ofori-Atta wants a reason to seek for asylum. He needs a reason. And the moment you give him that reason, hallelujah, he's done. He's not coming. The Americans and Ghanaians, the Americans already know the route we can take legally to bring ofori-Atta to Ghana. Why are we not taking it? Why is this man nonsense talk and all this comedy on TV? 2.5 hours. One Kenyan says, the press conference now in the first, and no sabe read it. The questions we were asking him, this comedian did not answer any of the questions. How can we allow these things to happen in Ghana? Nobody is speaking in this country. This guy is still in that office. He's scared to be prosecuted if he leaves the office. This is crazy. Charles Bissiou. There is a video of Charles Bissiou taking money. This guy cannot even prosecute Charles Bissiou. Charles Bissiou, MPP you for now or your anto. Corona boy no endu ofori-Atta. We saw evidence of Charles Bissiou taking bribe. Charles Bissiou, he took bribe. He took bribe. He did what? He took bribe. You look at all these things, you still cannot prosecute Charles Bissiou. You are a waste of human being. You are a waste of an OSP. Now then, Americans, no. Omo pe Ghana for boys na chi omo no. Omo American can say, you know something, let's try them in absentia. Why didn't they do that? Argentina FBI neba Ghana mutual assistance. You people help them to extradite those boys to America to go and try them in America, because it is important you bring the culprit, the suspect, to face the law. Argentinian country Americans, they say the people are not Americans. Why don't you stay in America and try them in absentia? They could have done that. Why didn't they do that? But the Americans have this agreement with Ghana. They can fly to Ghana, work with the Ghana Security Agency, pick those people and take them back. Why can't we do the same? It is because the OSP is shielding Ken ofori-Atta. You cannot trust this guy. And Americans are going to try a yes unkofo in America in absentia. I didn't know man sir. But the Americans knew there's a route, there is a way, there's an avenue. They need to exhaust it, and they exhausted it and made sure they got the boys. Why don't you want to exhaust that avenue? I don't know, OSP, one person will use the avenue, no? Why don't you want to hand over the docket? You cannot be trusted. You are dangerous. The fight against corruption, you are the problem. You are the one we are fighting. When it comes to corruption, you are the corruption we are fighting. We are struggling in Ghana today because of you, Kisie Jabein. You are the corruption. You are the problem. What?